historical fashion friends. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made a makeshift loom for tablet weaving out of 2 dining chairs, some dumbbells, or just anything heavy weighted, and a rolling pin. I, for some reason, thought that the thing I'm going to skimp on budget-wise is a weaving loom. Not sure why. Well, part of the reason is that I am starting to run out of storage space, and I thought, well, where am I going to put it? I'll just make something. I know there's also the belt method, but with that one, you have to kind of like not get up and leave, and I just don't know any time where I wouldn't be somehow interrupted at some point. So this method is a lot better for me because I'm able to walk away from it and come back. Although you'll see that my cat thinks that this is a new toy for him. So might end up having to buy that loom just so I can hide it from him. I started with a few practice belts with a thicker yarn. I don't love the result of the thicker yarn, but it was just nice to practice with something a little cheaper. And here they are. They're both really simple patterns, although I haven't quite gotten the hang of turning around the cards and reversing the pattern when the threads get twisted. And this is basically the simplest one I could find. So this is the first one I did. And it came out pretty good. I was like very surprised, and I really enjoyed doing it. It's just a relaxing little hobby. And now I'm going to show you how I set up my machine, and we'll do a little weaving with my new thinner yarns as recommended by Elewys of Finchingefeld, who, if you haven't seen her channel, I watched it for like 3 weeks before I bought all this weaving stuff, and she has great tutorials on weaving. And I will tell you the name of whose pattern I followed in just a second. I have to go look it up.
Welcome to my new tablet weaving hobby! These are my cards and shuttle, which I got from the Spinnery on Etsy. You can see here that these 2 items are very affordable, especially in comparison to the cost of buying an inkle loom. What I did to set up my DIY loom was put 2 chairs upside down on my kitchen table. The chairs I have spokes, which could serve in the same way that an inkle loom spokes serve, except without the convenience of an open side. To replace the movable spoke on an inkle loom, I figured out I could attach a rolling pin with some yarn to allow for the band to be moved as the weaving progresses. I weighted the chairs down with dumbbells just in case. You'll see why these were necessary later.
Okay, I am weirdly proud of this makeshift loom. I had to put the cards on the bottom, not the top, which is counterintuitive, I know, because you want to be able to see them, but there just wasn't enough room up here, and down here there's lots of room. And I'd like to thank my rolling pin for this whole situation. I'm excited about this. Oh, it's totally working. Although this yarn is so big. So it looks really bulky and lumpy, but the proper yarn is coming tomorrow, so I guess it's good to practice on some chunky yarn. I think it's actually better if I don't pull it super tight, because when I do, it sort of gets all bunched up, so I think I'm just gonna not pull as much, and it might make a better pattern. It's after midnight, but I just don't want to stop playing and using this. I'm so obsessed. Guys, it's a rolling pin. This may be the smartest I felt in like years. So, quarantine. Oh, no. Do you think you're weaving a loom? Do you think you're doing tablet weaving? Don't. These are the two belts I already made. The yarn is very thick, so it's pretty lumpy and hefty. This is the easiest pattern I could find, which was just turning all of the cards in one direction. And then at the switch point, this is what happens, and then it just turns the other way. But on this one, I had a lot of trouble when I was turning. I was following the instructions, but it just seemed to go wrong. And I had a number of sort of blips that happened. Just some errors when I was turning it. Let me see. This is like very strange. I couldn't figure it out, but we'll see. I have a lot of yarn to use now. Okay, so my box came with all of my new threads for weaving belts and trims and stuff. I'm so excited because I've been practicing with these, but you can see they're a lot thicker than these threads. And so I know I'm gonna get a finer looking belt with this. And I got a bunch of colors. I tried to go with colors that I thought looked the most achievable by natural dye. And so far, I have made 2 belts. Ooh, I love this. I love purple and gold together. Let me know in the comments what your favorite combination of these colors would be. What are you doing? Are you silly? Huh? Are you silly? Yeah. You're gonna destroy it? Does that belong to you? What are you doing? Huh?
Now I'm going to show you how I thread this loom. The cards are either threaded in an S pattern, which I did from the lettered side to the non-lettered side, or front to back, or Z-threaded, which is from the non-lettered side to the lettered side, or back to front. My cards have letters, so this makes it a little easier. I highly recommend using a diagram while you're threading and continue to reference it, because I needed to keep looking back and double check for every single thread to make sure I was doing it correctly. This process takes a long time, almost as long as the actual weaving took me for the belt. And I messed it up and had to untie it and thread it again a few times. Making sure all of the cards are threaded from the same direction is essential for them to be able to turn smoothly. To secure them to the rolling pin, I did a surgeon's knot, which Elewys of Finchingefeld recommends, and it proved to be really good advice. If you want to watch me do a surgeon's knot, let me know in the comments and I'll add it to my next weaving video. Now I've established the pattern and done a bit of weaving. This pattern is simple and all the cards are moved together 1/4 turn each pick. I'd like to leave a little string left over every time I bring the shuttle through, like a loop, and then use the shuttle to hold it in place while I pull it through after the next pick. I decided to set up a second band, which is done with the exact same threading setup, but just turning tablet 5 to match the threading pattern of tablet 7 before starting. Sheila Lewins explains this expertly on her page, which I will link in the description, which also has a diagram to the threading pattern, as well as an explanation on S and Z threading.
Moggy, no! No! No. Oh, Moggy.
We're gonna get one of these kitties instead, Mogi.
Me replacing you. No, Mommy Daddy.
I left that little soundbite in because I found it hilarious when I was editing this. I totally forgot that happened. Don't worry, we are not actually replacing Mogi. If you want to see my belts in use, tune into my next episode where I'm doing a Get Ready With Me, Ancient Roman Britain style.
As always, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more tablet weaving, fabric dyeing, and general sewing as we continue to journey forward in history. And hopefully in the next couple episodes, I'll be wearing my homemade costumes instead of just random like vintage historical stuff I already own. Because very soon some of my medieval garments will be finished. Thank you for watching, give it a like, and I'll see you next time.